Hello world. What day is it? I should know this. Oh yeah. It's Wednesday, January the 2nd, 2019. Present time 10:15 a.m. I'm here with Paul. It's wet, kind of cold outside, a little gloomy. But that's okay. We're going to start the day off by making some coffee. So, let's adjust angles a little bit here. Yeah, we'll go with this. Go with that. Okay, so in case you missed it, and I know you missed it, Kussah came and visited with me last night. He dropped by around 10 p.m. William was still around at the time. And the two of them had a pretty good conversation. I was glad that they hit it off. They were just talking about their industry, or the line of work that they'll be doing. Line of work, I guess it's not even a fair statement here. It's more like, okay, so you've got just regular work, then you have the vocation, and then you have things like, words like calling. Maybe it's too early to say it's really related to life purpose, but it might be. At least for William, I truly believe it. Or he's so convinced himself that it must be. Are you hungry, my little York? No foods? You didn't want to take it with me this morning. Nope. Bats, yeah. You don't like bats. Doggies don't like bats. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna go brush my tongue. I feel kind of gross. Yeah, I'll do that even before coffee. I also want to get away from the kettle. So, here we are. It's a little quieter here. Let's just get the tasket. Whoa, needed that. And my hair is still fucked, and it's okay. So, this morning, had a bit of an interesting arguments on the internet with a total stranger. You could call it an argument, I suppose, but I'm not that invested. I made a statement after reading somebody's Facebook post. There's a group of them. I made a statement that it seems some people don't understand the difference between a resolution and a goal. And this I can't remember if I identified the individual as a man or a woman, but whatever. So this individual responded back saying, well, it's all semantics. You know, you can say either one anyways, and what does it really matter as long as people have something they're working towards? I looked, thought, well, I mean, I guess that's a pretty easy way to win an argument, right? Just say it's semantics. Especially if I make it about two different words. Shit, I guess she wins. Whoops. The way I see it, the reason why I made this statement in the first place is because it was a group for, a niche group talking about resolutions. What are your New Year's resolutions, guys? A lot of people are putting things like, well, I want to have this much of a following. I want to have this many subscribers. I guess those are okay as goals. But you can't really resolve this into being. Right? I can resolve to brush my teeth every night before I go to bed, or I could simply say, brush your teeth more, floss more, spend more time playing with Paul. I think these are resolutions. Because I'm decided I'm going to do this. But it's something that's within my control. I can't independently resolve to become a mixer partner or a YouTube partner. It's up to the market, up to the world to say, well, okay, I recognize Yeti Eater has potential, therefore I will follow or subscribe to this individual, this Yeti Eater. And you know, if I have some clout, so to speak, or some friends that I can influence, I will suggest that they look at this guy as well, if they meet these specific characteristics. Like somebody's interested in talking about money. Well, Yeti Eater has specifically said that he has this goal that he'd like to affect 100 people and dramatically change their relationships with money, providing each one of them with at least $750. Now, this is a goal. Because it's specific, it's measurable, it is attainable, it's realistic. I think I can reach 100 people. It's going to take time. And there's also this time element to it. So goals, you have the SMART goal. But the resolution, again, I might resolve to spend more time with my loved ones. If I said, well, spend more time with my family, maybe my family doesn't want to see me in the new year, which is unlikely. But you know, that's not entirely up to me, right? Loved ones, then I get more power. I get to choose who fits under this umbrella at any given time. As long as I'm spending time with a loved one, like this guy, love you, then I'm meeting the requirements of my resolution. Resolve to move more, be more active. Resolve to suspend judgment a little more. Things like that. They're more chiefly within your locus of control. Anyways, rant over. Let's go get this coffee. Come on, kid. I'm wondering just how much tearing down I really need to do with my system. I really wonder. I hope it's not too much, because I'm pretty lazy. Hold up. Right now I need to figure out where a good spot is to make this coffee. Or, as is tradition, It's a bit cluttered here, but we'll take a closer look. Let me get some light on. Okay, now there's light. So we've got this. I got this receipt. I got these chopsticks. Remember I used these to eat chips a while back. What else we got? We got beer now. I like beer. I'm gonna need a glass. One of my glasses. Or I could press it directly into this cup, but then it would take on a coffee odor. I prefer glass. Yeah, we're gonna do glass. Okay, so I've got all of these like loose glasses I need to wash, or I need to ensure get cleaned. Again, there's a difference. The difference matters. It matters because it means I don't necessarily have to be the one to clean them. And I realize, don't worry, I realize I'm failing with this whole interactivity thing right now. But it's my morning. Let me have my morning, please. Importance of ritual. One of the things that Christian said to me yesterday when I called him to wish him a Happy New Year. He said that he took my advice to heart. I gave him some advice on overcoming insomnia. It's funny, I've never... I'll take that back. Like, insomnia sounds to me like a medical condition, you know? Like, I've had some restless nights, sure. I just gave him like a few suggestions to try, but it really centered around this one point. Developing an evening ritual. I asked him, do you have a routine? Some set of things that you do before bed every night? Well, I go, when do you find yourself falling asleep? Before you're going to sleep, what do you do? And he said, well, there's nothing in particular I do. Eventually, I just fall asleep. I become so exhausted that your body has no option. Your body, your mind just said, like, you're done. You're done. It's not a good way to go about doing things. But he says that he took my advice to heart. He's doing a lot better. He also listened to me when it came to the money. He said that he was able to trim $300 in fat away from his budget. So suddenly he finds himself with $300 more, and that's only in 2 weeks. He budgets on a bi-weekly basis. Bi-weekly, bi-monthly. I don't know, that's a weird word. Semi-monthly equals bi-weekly, bi-monthly? I don't even know. Fuck. Semantics. You're being pedantic. Yeah. So sue me. What does this mean, bi-weekly? Yes. Appearing or taking place every 2 weeks or twice a week. Semi-monthly would be the same thing, but nobody says it that way. Occurring or published twice a month. Yes. Okay, so bi-weekly and semi-monthly are the same thing. What if it happens twice a week? What do you call it? Just say it happens twice a week. Alright, I'm going to run the blender. So if you've got headphones on, you're otherwise paying a lot of attention, I suggest you muting or turning things down for a bit. You've been warned. Okay, it's not 100% clear because, you know, I still have this whole... I'm probably going to peak the mic a few more times. Even if I try to be gentle. Like this. Ooh, look at all that. The richness right there. Get it. So there's some other things I haven't been doing lately, and I'm not pleased. Not pleased that I've been letting that go. So I'm gonna change things. I'm inspired by this plaque that was outside of National World War II Museum in New Orleans, Louisiana. Talked about the origins of the museum. The guys that started the project for World War II historians, pair. And it says how they first talked about it while drinking sherry, I think. Yeah, I think it was sherry. And in the backyard of one of these guys, one of these historians was hosting the other. They were just drinking sherry and talking, and they came up with the idea to make this National World War II Museum. Because, I guess between them, or just like one of them, maybe it was just one of them. One of these guys had collected 600 oral histories. 600. This is funny because my old friend Bernard, aka Infinity Network, I have no idea where he is right now. I hope he's doing okay. I hope he's getting some help. I remember once I spoke with him and he was kind of telling me very excitedly how he'd gone around Austin. Was it Austin, San Antonio, somewhere? He was out of town. He'd been going up to strangers and taking pictures with them, saying that the pictures were for Gary Vee. He was convinced that if he went up to enough strangers and took pictures with them, saying that, oh, these pictures are for Gary Vee, that Gary Vee would take note and feel like Bernard was somebody worth helping. And I kept trying to ask him, what is the value here of these photographs that you're taking with these strangers? Like, what's really in it for you? And all he could really say was, Gary Vee, Gary Vee, Gary Vee. You know, if I could work with a guy like Gary Vee, all I need is, like, Gary Vee. I want Gary Vee on my team. Gary Vee. I get it. I've watched a little bit of Gary Vee stuff too. But really, what the fuck makes you think that... this is just me being realistic, yeah? Like, I'm sure he's quite approachable. Have you come across him at a convention? He's probably bent his ear a little bit. But if all you've got is a bunch of pictures with people, so you can gain an audience with this guy, and what you really want to do is talk business and get him involved with the business project, doesn't it make more sense to have been spending that time that you spent taking pictures with people instead on building something up or actually talking with those 100 people about the business you're trying to build? Like, why does he want to sit and look through your 100 pictures? That doesn't mean shit. Unless you're trying to do one of those Humans of New York type projects. Those are pretty cool. I like those. Okay. Enough jibber jabber, enough of me. Present to you now. Oh. Oh. And Guffy. Hey kid. How are you, my boy? You're a little wet looking. Is it okay if I groom you right now? Or do we wait? Let's wait a little bit. Pat you on the head. Okay, I low-key groom you. They don't need to know. Good boy. Are you hungry? You want food? Yeah. Good boy, good touch. Put food down for you. Truthfully, I should spend more time with you. And this is where the therapist would say you're shooting all over yourself. Hey. You're a good dog, you know? You're a patient dog. You're a dog who sometimes eats trash. You're a hungry dog. Okay, go take your food. Alright. I guess that's pretty decent for a start to the day. Coffee, feed dog. I've yet to groom him. I've yet to really do anything for myself, save for dumping my brain a little. Thanks for catching it. The rest of the day, there's some reading I'd like to do. I think part of the trouble is I've been putting it off. But I probably would be better served. Notice I avoided the use of the word should here. I would probably be better served by doing the reading early on in the day. Because the new concepts, fresh ideas, potentially to be gained from the reading, could be given time then to percolate throughout the day. They might translate into something real by the end of the day. He is a good boy. He is a good boy. How are you, Julie? Schumann Live. Show your guns, says one individual. What would I do that for? What's a good reason to show guns? Hey, kid. You like the foot, huh? You're a good boy. What? Did this just fuck up on me? This piece of shit. I hope not. Well, nervous, but okay. Uh-oh. What do you have to be nervous about? I mean... Yeah. You live in Sweden, you don't know much about guns. Oh. But you can have hunting rifles in Sweden, can't you? I think you're allowed to own guns for hunting. If you have the, license. And maybe you have to visit with some behavioral therapist or something of the sort. They have to analyze you first and then decide if you can own a gun. Is that correct? I'm pretty sure you have to lock it up too. But I saw the girl with the dragon tattoo. There are definitely guns in Sweden. There was a gun in that movie, right? Hey. How did you guys come over here anyways? Swedes. Welcome. Welcome from Houston, Texas. Hey, boy, that's good, yeah? Go, eat more. Eat more, you still left about half of it. Sometimes he looks at me pretty distrustingly. I want to say distrustingly, but I don't know if he actually thinks that far. I'm pretty sure there's trust with animals. He's got like the reason why he's comfortable looking at me in the eyes, but when we went up to the horse, he averted his gaze very quickly. Like, I don't know this horse, I don't know this animal. By virtue of not knowing it, then I don't really trust it. Yeah? Is that right? You trust me. Oh, yeah, I love you too. But you should take your food. Go eat. Do you think guns is good or bad? Guns just is. It's like asking if cars are good or bad, or motorcycles are good or bad, or computers are good or bad. Gun is a very simple tool, very simple machine. It has one job. Take round, put into chamber. When fire control is actuated, safely handle its explosive energy, project projectile down the barrel, and hit whatever it is being pointed at. That's it. That's all that gun does. But sometimes, for some reason, people, not just, in Europe, where it's difficult to get guns, people in the United States too, apparently not the majority. It's like, according to Pew Research, 33% of the population would never want to own a gun, never think about owning a gun. In fact, probably want other people not to own guns either. But that's good, because that means the majority of Americans surveyed by Pew back when they did this thing, 2017, 2018, indicated they either owned guns already, or they had some interest in owning guns. They wouldn't be, they'd either thought about it or they were willing to consider gun ownership. Some people get really nervous. I posted some pictures. One picture to kind of draw attention to this project I've been working on. Let me show you what the photo looks like. What the post looks like. In fact, yeah, let's check it out today. I haven't done that yet. It's my baby, what can I say? So it's simply this post I pushed over to Imager. It's called Intel Compute Stick. Oh yeah, Intel Compute Stick. It's this picture. It shows my passport, the phone that you're looking at this picture on, Intel Compute Stick, and then part of a gun, right? And let's see how. Okay, 3 upvotes and 19 downvotes. Woo! Not bad, not bad. So now on Imager, Yeti Eater is still neutral. Neutral with -6 points. Nice. We're off to a pretty good start on Imager. I don't know, people were kind of weird. I don't know why they get so excited. Because I thought it was mostly young guys on the internet. I mean, I thought young men, like you guys are in Sweden, you're interested in guns. I thought young men around the world were just interested in guns. Like, why are there not more upvotes on this picture? What the hell? Clearly, I don't understand Imager's target users, or their user base. Have to have licenses. Good, bad. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. I don't know if you said it, but how did you guys end up here in this channel? I mean, it's a very small channel. So whenever there are people that show up, I have to ask. They maybe don't like guns. That's a weird thing. Because according to this research that I saw done by Pew, it suggests that the people who really don't like guns are in the minority. But yet, the votes are overwhelmingly negative. And it's not even like it's just straight a picture of a gun. It's just like I put these other things in the frame for a sense of scale, right? People know how big one of these phablets are. People know how large passport is. And then it's like, oh, here, let me throw a small gun in too, just for shits and grins. And I think the inclusion of the small gun just killed the post. In fact, it caused it, when I shared this image on some other servers on Discord, one in particular, there were a couple of good interactions. I had one interaction with a moderator who wrote me to say the following. This guy, Bad Santa, he wrote and said, "Hello, Yeti. I removed your picture from the section because of the subject material. Our server follows Twitch terms of service, and weapons are typically not allowed on their platform. I appreciate your content, but we don't allow posts of people's personal weapons to be posted. If you have any additional questions, feel free. Thanks, and Happy New Year's." And I wrote to him and I said, "Please see the following." I just copied and pasted from my bot command, !G, okay. This came from a long time ago when I always had the gun out. It says, "Violence and threats. Use of weapons to physically threaten, intimidate, harm, or kill others. Source, Twitch's community guidelines," which is the only part that talks about weapons. Only thing. It's not TOS. People are always TOS, but TOS is just legalese. Right? I mean, it's literally legalese because it's the terms of service by which we can use Twitch platform. Most of the stuff that happens, people's channels getting suspended temporarily, indefinitely, and people use the word ban all the time. It's not, very rarely will you get perma-banned off of Twitch. Unless you do some truly heinous shit. Right? Like if you killed somebody on your broadcast, or you were having sex with somebody on your broadcast, if you were injecting needles into your arm, if you were threatening to shoot yourself, or threatening to kill other people, things of this nature, they would probably kill your channel and make sure that you could never get it back. But anyways, I linked this guy, this little bit, you know, and that little caption. I followed up by saying, "I would appreciate your reconsidering my post." He says, "I'll read the material and follow up with you. Thank you." I respond with a smiley face. Bad Santa responds, "After looking over the material, I have to agree with you. Just to explain my motivation. Enforcement of Twitch policies by their staff has been a bit inconsistent. It's far be it from me to question how they run their platform, but in an interest to protect members of our Discord community from any off-site content enforcement, I try to have us avoid any content that could potentially fall under that scope." And then he says, "I'll post this info, converse with my team, so we can update our understanding of these policies, so we can enforce them according to TOS here in our server. You're free to resubmit your post. If anyone speaks to you, inform them that we've already resolved the issue. Thanks for the info, and again, have a Happy New Year's." And I called this out and I said, this is a great example of moderation. This is how it should be handled. The guy notifies me, "I pulled your post. I'm the one that did it. I pulled your post. Here's the reason why." And then offers
If you have something that you want me to consider, let me know. I'll consider it. I shoot him over like the slightest of material, and he takes the time to look at it seriously, right? Because I give him enough to work with. And he comes back and he says, look, you know what? I have to side with you. And even if he came back and said, look, I don't agree with you, I would still respect his decision. But he handled it the right way. Now on other servers, some other servers, I'm still trying to figure out why some folks would get rid of my message, right? I mean, it's literally, it's this picture of a computer next to a gun, next to a passport. Like, big whoop, it's just a picture. It's a picture of the gun. The gun is sitting on this surface. It's not like, it's not being pointed at the camera. Pussy ass motherfuckers. That's all I have to say. Hey. Oh. Some servers, my God. Moderation's awful. Pack of Nazis. 9. This is our server. My rules. If you don't like it, go back to your... Go somewhere else. You can leave. Fuck you. I'm staying. But I'm gonna make you spell out your rules clearly enough so that I can bend them a little bit. It's part of the job. Yeah? Anyways, guns. Have we got guns around the place? Hey, what do you know? We do. So the gun that was in the picture. Let's talk through this one a little bit, huh? Where is the gun? Where is the gun? Oh. Hey, there it is. What do you think, kid? He smells it. What do you think? Unimpressive, huh? I don't think it's particularly impressive either. I agree. It's no big deal. You're a very brave little animal, and I love you. Oh. Okay, so where are we? Okay. I know it's dark. The lighting is shit. But maybe it's intentional, right? Alright, I'll tell you what. We'll do a better job. It goes like this. And boom. Reframe the shot. And look, we clear the scene a little bit. Get rid of this clutter. Bring this a little forward. Just to get that out of the way. And, hey. Hey, presto, look. Here we go. See, photography is so easy. You just capture dog butts. The crowd goes wild. Why don't you finish your food? Why are you being all awkward? Paul, why don't you finish your food? Go take it. Go eat. Weirdo. Anyways, I was talking about changing the angles because, well, you can see this like metallic sheen. The thing I really like about these more premium pieces, you could say, is that they often have something a little something nice for you, straight from the factory. In this case, this one includes the 7-round magazine. It's got this little pinky extension, which helps with ergonomics, because then it actually fits in hand quite well. Pinky stops right against this. Without it, the flush magazine, you lose 1 round. You're only down to 6 plus 1, 9mm. And you don't end up with this pinky rest. So your pinky is just trailing off the gun, or you've got to have really, really thin fingers. Now my hands are pretty average size, but this fits very well in hand. And it can't totally disappear. Like you know there's something here. But I suppose that's a good thing. This is the SAS model. That's SIG anti-snag. And what this means is they just do a little melt job. You see the rounded corners. Rounded corners all around on the slide. I think even back here on this beaver tail. It's a handsome little gun. I like it. It's the only one I have with wood grips. Chief complaint about this thing is after putting roughly 100 rounds through it, these screws backed out. The ones securing the grips to the frame. And of course I have Loctite, so I just applied a bit of Loctite and I threw it back together again. And now it's all nice and snug. Initially when I acquired this, I said I'm never gonna fire it. I'm just gonna keep this gun sitting around in brand new out of the box condition. Like brand new in box condition. And if I ever have to fire it, it will only be in an act of self-defense. And you know, Neil was saying, well, don't you want to know that it works? And I said, well, they already test these things. There's always QA/QC. They test fire all the firearms before they send them out. You know that they work. And I figured, yeah, fuck it, why not? I may as well. Somebody asked if it was like the noisy cricket from Men in Black. I thought it was kind of funny. Not really. Oh. Okay, there's something I want to grab, and then we need to get to work. Whoa. Oh, wait. Go take your food, man. Go eat. Seriously, go eat. Dogs are funny. If you lick your chops. See, if I make a move towards his food and he goes like, I must protect it. Otherwise my master will try to eat my food. He's trying to compete with me over my food. Not hungry? Alright. I'm gonna amuse myself if by the time I finish, like shit like this. Guns are bad, okay. I asked the moderators, hey, why did you remove it? They said, oh, inappropriate reference, gun. I was like, what is inappropriate about gun? You guys are okay with kids showing images of guns in their pictures, right? And it's there for a sense of scale. What if I posted my streaming setup and my desktop wallpaper was a gun? Would that be okay? What if it was just a gun on the wall inside of my picture? Would that be inappropriate? They haven't responded. They don't really know what's inappropriate about the gun in the picture. Just one of them looked at it and was like, oh man. Oh, that's dangerous. That could hurt somebody. Your fucking car could hurt somebody. You guys in Western Europe know this. We have no guns, right? It doesn't stop loonies from driving lorries through crowds of people. You take away one weapon, people improvise. That's how war goes. Right, Paul? You're a lethal weapon. Yes, you are. Hey, what do you need? You okay with kids showing guns in their pictures, though? You know they react bad, now you know.
No, artificial intelligence, it's also like, it's just a general rant, man. People are fucking pussies. I don't know why they get their panties in a bunch over the gun. I get people asking all the time about gun. Like, why do you have the gun there, bro? Why do you own a gun? And like, why do you own a gun? I have the cheeky response. Why do you have the gun out? Like, why are you displaying the firearm? That's the easy one. It's a very easy answer, right? I've just been going with, well, it worked, didn't it? Like, you're here. If that's your only question, great. I'm glad that I was able to address your question. Catch you around some other time. If people want to stick around a little bit, then they stick around a little bit. And it's besides, I don't expect the gun folks to just stick around forever. I don't expect anybody to stick around forever. As I'm fond of saying, I'm just another dude on the internet. Yeah, artificial intelligence, don't worry. It's not even live and learn. Not even, man. For me, I want them to get really clear on their policy. What is it about the fact that there was a gun in the frame? This gun wasn't doing shit. It was just sitting there. What about that made it worth removing? Was it really the gun? Like one server I'm in, I posted that link. It's the embedded image. And the moderators removed it. And I asked why. And eventually, the moderator who removed it took blame and said, well, the reason why is because you had this post. You had a link. If people clicked through over to the picture, then they would have seen this link. So then I asked, okay, does that mean deep linking isn't allowed? You know? If I remove the link and then I repost this, would that be okay? This is the job, right? It's part of the job. I'm not worried about mass appeal. What I worry about is breaking through noise, because there's an awful lot of noise out there. You know this. I might run out of fuel here. Paul, why aren't you taking your food, kid? Nobody is asking you to help set up their stuff. What makes you think I want to help set up people's stuff, artificial intelligence? I only want to deal with paying customers. I can't impress that upon you quite enough. Do some chores, maybe come back when the gun ranting is done. Hey Julie, it's done. No. No. Don't worry, man. I have a strategy. There's a method to the madness. Hey, boy. How are you? Like, I'm fully aware. These things they can be controversial. But as a marketer, I rush to embrace that, as opposed to avoiding it. As somebody who enjoys playing the devil's advocate, I'm also happy to just really try to flesh out what people's real objections are. I think that's necessary work in any type of sales role. And if you aren't actually listening to the feedback you receive, you're doing it wrong. You've got to listen to it and iterate. I didn't say this is my one shot. This is just the first shot. Remember this. We're looking to build successive waves around this thing until it catches. And after it catches,
be fine. Until it catches, there's still work to be done. I'm not finished with it. Rewind in the new year. Nice. Let me send some hearts to you. Oh, she caught a fishy too. Great. Man, this is some shaky ass footage. Truck got stuck in mud. They're trying to pull it out using a tractor. My friend, he makes this post. Weird how neither believing in aliens nor Jesus is considered especially eccentric, but believing in alien Jesus or Jesus aliens is. Wow. Whoa, that's really interesting. Hey, you can become a web developer in 24 weeks, artificial intelligence. Would you do it? Learn to code in 24 weeks. Why aren't more people doing this? It's actually a good line of work. You just wanted to chill at my lap? What's up, bud? You're a good boy. He experiences so little distress. I think that's going to help him live forever. Shubin, take care, dude. Sorry I wasn't more interactive. I kind of ranted a lot. But I needed to do a bit of a brain dump. Thank you for the opportunity. You win some folks and you lose some folks, man. With every single action. And the goal is to just keep on stacking up the wins. You know, you can dictate, you can kind of move the direction. There's a reason, outside of just ergonomics, there's a reason why I stopped putting the AR-15 up front. It was too loud. It was too loud, it was getting in my way. And it wasn't actually bringing in, it was probably bringing in more trolls than it was real people. Plus, I've gotten too good at dealing with the trolls. It's easy. They only say the same things over and over again. It's like literally dealing with bots. You know? You can only play bots so many times before you get bored and you start wanting to play against real players. So it's just like, yeah, I'm done with that. For the time being, I'm done with it. But wait until the next mass shooting, and guess what? See what happens to his channel. Watch this space. And I'll try to stay quiet about it. At most, I'll just, put up a little link. In fact, there's some stuff that I could read. Some stuff that has developed recently. And it caught my attention when I was hearing about it on the radio. Because, in the little sound bites, they were talking precisely about things that I've been talking about. But, none of my ideas are actually original either, right? It's just synthesized from what I see and what I hear. Like I said, I'm just another dude on the internet. Just another bloke. I am no more unique, no less unique than you. We're all in this together. Boy, do you want to attend my book reading? My summary reading? One day we'll do an actual book reading, okay? We'll do one of my favorites. Or we'll move on to new material. In fact, why don't we move on to new material? Yeah? And when we're really old, we can do my favorites. We got time. Yeah? I love you, kid. You're a good little York. I don't believe the bad things they say about you, not for a moment. I know you better than that, Paul. Yes. Yes. Okay, let's go. Let's move out. Go on. You can go take your food if you want to. You ought to. You ought to eat. You ought to finish your food. Look, if you're fit with food, if you don't want any more, I'll put it up. He looks at me, his ears go back, and he's like, I don't know. I don't know about you touching my food. Go ahead. Do what you need to do, kid. Don't mind me. Oops. I'm being tough nut sometimes. Woo! Okay, so New Year's resolutions. I resolve to spend more time invested in self-care. I'm gonna do that. This toothbrush that I have. Product the red. The special. Metal body. Maybe I'll link this thing. I don't know if I want to actually recommend this product yet though. I haven't spent quite enough time with it. It's a lot quieter than the other one.
Hey, are you fucking kidding? Why did you take me to the App Store, you stupid fucking... So the reason why they need so many web developers, because the web is this, it's this like poorly cobbled together thing. Outside of transport protocol, it's a mess. There's a reason why I don't want to do it. Like, I recognize the importance of web development, but not for me. It's a good industry, it's a good trade. The internet is an important thing. Very important thing. A lot of brilliant people have worked on it to get it to the point where it's at today. To the point where if you hop over to the Mixer channel, we can interact in near real time. That's astounding. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal. Still got some stuff to move. Okay, this cable is gonna come undone. Let me do this. Plug in. It's raining today, man. What can I do? Run a battery pack. I could read over here too. Yeah, I'm gonna read over here. It's more calming. A lot more calming than my typical setup, yeah? Yeah, it feels a little more intimate. And right now, the fridge isn't squealing or anything, right? I think this will work. Let me just verify that everything's working okay. That the way it's all going like it ought to. Either here or that would work too. I gotta do something about that table and all that clutter. So jealous of our weather. What are you talking about? Our weather is awful today. It's raining. It's raining. It's cold and damp outside. It's miserable. Also, I really need to do something about the sound. Like, every single time that I speak, you can hear this kind of crackling. But I think it would be fairly trivial to remove the noise in post. I don't like it happening during live time. It ruins the... It doesn't ruin it entirely, it's just not good. It's really not good. You know, as much as possible, I want to get this stuff, get this to a point where it's just like the raw, uncut shit. Uncut. Yeah, let me try this right now. I'm gonna monitor a bit, so please excuse me while I hook up some earphones here. I think those are Joe Ben's. Headphones, earphones, whatever. I'm just gonna use this as my earpiece. I'm gonna listen in on this. Oh, boy. Good boy. I love you. I love you, little kid. So it sounds distant. It sounds. It's partly because I'm talking in this direction. If I project over here, it'll sound a lot clearer than if I'm projecting over here. Yeah, there's a noticeable difference. So outside of this, I might drop a frame here. Okay. Filters, do I have the stack? Gain only, no wonder. Noise suppression, and we'll hit OK. And the noise suppression level right now is at -30. If we move it to 0, and keep on talking. Nasty, huh? Oh, hey, this is a lot better. This is a lot better than, I mean, this is bad now. This should be a little better. No, there's no real difference. What about -10? Is there any difference? I wonder. Yeah, it starts to affect the actual, it starts to affect other frequencies as well. So the noise is a pretty complex problem. I don't think I can handle it straight out of OBS. That's why I ditched this whole filter in the first place. Gain is something I can work on. And just looking at it from where it is right now, I'd like to get the levels up a little bit because they're presently quite low. In fact, if I get really close to it too, if I'm standing right next to this thing and talking at a regular tone of voice, I'm starting to see it. Yeah, it's still just a little lower than where I'd like it to be. I think I can afford to bump it up another decibel or two. So, advanced audio properties is not the correct thing. Well done, well done. We're looking at the filter stack, and right now it's super simple. So just bump it up to 16 decibels for now, 17. We'll go a little higher. This should help with it being whenever I'm a little further away from it. Now when I'm right up close to it, it's negative. Okay, I think this is okay. I think this type of, yeah, this is fine. This is fine. As long as it's not constantly peaking. It should be okay because the phone has its built-in compressor. It shouldn't peak. All right, I've taken all day just to get started here. Damn, we lost half a second. Too bad. All right, let's see what's on the chopping block today. I don't think you can really see what it looks like out there. It's just bright. It's a backlit scene. That's okay. I like bright. I like backlighting. Sometimes it's nice. Doesn't look very pro, but who cares? One day, in the not too distant future, I'll seek to replace that camera. In fact, let me do one better. So, yeah, that's a little better. Just with that light being on, I think it helps. I can see a warm cast over here. Finally, that's as much as that one goes. That's as much as that one can do. Can't do that. Okay. That's fine. I mean, you know, I'm gonna look kind of small in the room, but whatever. I'm not a large person. Fuck, I need to get back on my money game. My money and my systems. So, priorities today, man. Priorities. I want to finish this. I want to finish the wireless LAN. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna make it happen. Let's throw this here. This is a damn mess, but that's fine. This is not. Yeah. All right. So this is actually a solid one, I think. It's been a long time, but I think it's really fitting. Oh, and there's one more thing I want to do. There's always one more thing. Where does uptime come from? Uptime comes from what? Nightbot? I want to say it's a Nightbot command. Defaults. Custom. D. Okay, stream uptime length. And let's add one more command. And we'll do that. User level, not everyone. Whoa, shit. We should not do that. Should we? And make it VIP? No, VIP is something you designate here. Oh, no. The VIP is actually a role linked with Twitch. Submit. Yeah, I'm actually fortunate. Nobody's been trying to spam it, but it's okay. Even if they spammed it, I could filter it out. And now my fridge decides to start squealing. Piece of shit. We gotta go somewhere else. Yeah. Unacceptable. Oh, no, it stopped. I guess it's okay. Okay, so this, let's test this out. And it works. Hey, presto, it works. Get Your Shit Together by Sarah Knight. Get Your Shit Together from 2016 is a frank and practical guide to sorting your life out. From dealing with anxiety to exercise regimens, from your relationship to your career, this book will help you achieve your goals and get more out of your life. Who should read this? Anyone struggling to achieve their goals, those looking for help with time management, and people struggling with stress and anxiety. Who wrote the book? Sarah Knight is an editor and writer who previously spent 15 years working in the publishing industry in New York, editing best-selling authors such as Chris Cleave and Gillian Flynn. Knight's TEDx talk, The Magic of Not Giving a Fuck, has been viewed over 2 million times. What's in it for me? Get your life together. How many times have you told yourself you're going to do something and then just never followed through? Whether it's cleaning the house, getting that promotion at work, or making a loved one feel special, many of us are guilty of lacking the commitment to achieve the things we want in life. And it's not just our big goals that we struggle to fulfill. Sometimes just getting through our daily routine can feel like a struggle, with not enough time in the day for even basic tasks. Luckily, there's a solution to this cycle of ambitious goal setting, failure, and self-loathing. Read these blinks to discover how you can start achieving through on your promises to yourself. From achieving your weight loss goals to furthering your career, let's go on a journey to discover how, with a little strategizing and a dash of focus and commitment, you can achieve your goals. A polite word of warning before you start. As you might have guessed from the title, these blinks contain obscenities. Read on to discover how to harness the power of negative thinking, why doing nothing can be the best strategy in a crisis, and what career-changing conversation you need to have with your boss. Get your shit together by allocating time to achieve realistic goals. What's standing in the way of you achieving your goals and being happy? When we're challenged to get our proverbial shit together, our response is often, I just don't know where to begin. If this sounds familiar, then the first step toward getting your shit together is to consider exactly what your goals are and when you plan to achieve them. It's crucial to be realistic about what you hope to achieve, but many of us set the bar too high when it comes to our goals. This is problematic because we can't become winners if we're constantly holding ourselves to unrealistic standards. Our body goals are a perfect example. If you're a normal person whose goal is to get in shape and lose some weight, it's a tad unrealistic to strive to look like gorgeous fitness model Kate Upton. Most likely, you simply don't have her body type. So setting a goal of looking like her would be akin to aiming for an unreachable finish line. How discouraging is that? So discouraging, in fact, that it might be enough to make you quit the gym altogether, sit on your couch,
and mainline cookies rather than working out. Therefore, get your shit together by ditching your unrealistic goals. Get on track by aiming for realistic progress that will make a difference to your actual life, like losing a few pounds of weight. In other words, don't set goals based on other people's measurements you're unlikely to match. Another key step to getting your shit together is to establish a better relationship with time. If you feel as if you don't have enough time to meet your goals, you probably have bad time management skills. Combat this problem by gaining a better understanding of how you actually spend your time. You can do this by timing how long it takes you to fulfill routine tasks, such as having a shower or working out at the gym. Then, use this knowledge to create a realistic weekly schedule that contains all the things you want to do but never seem to have time for, such as learning a new skill. It really is that simple to start getting your shit together. Maintain your romantic relationship through a strategy of loving competition. A big part of getting your shit together is maintaining your valued relationships. To keep our social and family connections ticking over, we need to do things actively to maintain or improve them. One of the most central relationships in our lives is all we have with our romantic partner. But the best way to nurture this relationship isn't necessarily to be as accommodating as possible. Actually, a better way to improve or maintain a great relationship with your significant other is to get competitive with them. By getting competitive with your partner, we're not talking about playing a doubles tennis match. Instead, being competitive in this context means competing to be the most loving and thoughtful person in the relationship. For instance, make it your goal to be the most helpful or the nicest one. Have a competition to see who gives the best present on Valentine's Day or makes the nicest, surprising romantic gesture. Injecting this loving rivalry into the mix is beneficial, whether you're in the initial throes of passion or have been together for decades already. Once you adopt this winning relationship mindset, you'll suddenly find that even the most mundane tasks become a labor of love for your partner. Even disposing of the garbage is now a way to score points in this competition, rather than a chore you find annoying. And if you want to win big at this loving competition, get organized. Set some time aside to make a list of all the things you could do for your partner that will bring you serious relationship points. These could be big things, such as romantic trips abroad, provided you have some significant cash at your disposal. But it's important that your list also contain lots of small, loving gestures that require much smaller expenditure too, such as keeping the freezer stocked with their favorite flavor of ice cream. In fact, small, affectionate gestures expressed on a regular basis are much more effective than huge romantic gestures made only occasionally. Why? Because little daily kindnesses give your partner the impression they're always on your mind. Conversely, the annual romantic blowout can sometimes leave your loved one thinking you're just overcompensating for ignoring them all year. Get your professional shit together by exuding confidence and asking the right questions. Getting your professional shit together means different things to different people. For the author, it meant taking the plunge, quitting her job as an editor, and starting to work for herself as an author. For many of us, the equivalent might be gaining a promotion or a raise within our current position. But whatever career path you find yourself on, there's some universally applicable tips for getting your shit together. When it comes to the world of work, appearing confident, even if on the inside you're anything but, is crucial if you're going to win the trust and respect of others. To project more confidence in a workplace, start by taking a look at your colleagues. Who appears to have their shit together, and how do they give off that impression? Your colleagues are probably doing remarkably simple things to signal that they're capable, confident adults. Things like having a cheerful and steady demeanor, and managing to wear clean shirts without yesterday's lunch stains. Ask yourself, would it be that difficult for you to emulate their confidence and togetherness? Probably not. You just need to keep a smile on your face and do your laundry. Another important way to get your professional shit together is to ask your boss the right questions. Namely, ask her what it is you need to do to reach your professional goals. For instance, if your dream is to become a director in your department, then explicitly ask your boss what you would need to do to be considered for such a position. Though this might seem like obvious advice, far too many of us keep quiet. Because we don't ask the right questions. We end up guessing how to prove to our seniors that we're ready for more responsibility. But what do you have to lose by asking directly? Even if your boss replies that there's nothing you can do and there's no way for you to progress in the organization, you've still learned something valuable. Specifically, you've learned there is no future for you in your current job, and you need to find a new one where you can progress. Get your health on track by prioritizing and by harnessing the power of negative thinking. Millions of Americans are overweight and suffering from lifestyle-related illnesses, such as type 2 diabetes. Given this, you might assume that this is a nation that cares little about its health and fitness. But you would be mistaken. In fact, when the author conducted a survey asking people where they felt they most needed help, respondents overwhelmingly talked about their physical health. So we really do care about our health. It's just that we don't know how to get our shit together. How can we change this? If you need some help when it comes to your physical fitness goals, then try changing how you think about them. Although everyone lauds the power of positive thinking to help you achieve your aims, the author believes that negativity can be just as powerful. For example, if you hate your body and your excess weight is getting you down, just weigh this negativity with how much you hate the idea of breaking a sweat in the gym. If your negative body image wins out, it's time to hit the treadmill. After all, it's better to face the short-term misery of lunges and squats than a lifetime of depression due to hatred of your appearance. Your physical health goals also don't need to be radical for them to count toward getting your shit together. During her youth, the author forced herself to go on long weekend runs and watch countless exercise videos. She was convinced that she needed to be thin. But these days, she couldn't care less if she's carrying a little extra weight, and has ditched the punishing exercise regimen. But that doesn't mean she doesn't have her fitness shit together in her late 30s. Nowadays, she fits a little light stretching into her daily lifestyle. This fits in with her more mature priorities, which include being limber without slavishly devoting herself to exercise. Cope with anxiety by being proactive or by strategically doing nothing. If you aspire to have your shit truly together, you'll need to deal with your emotional or mental health issues too. For many of us, that means learning how to cope with anxiety, a common mental health issue. Barring turning to a medical professional for help, there are two simple approaches that can help you deal with your anxiety. Sometimes, the best strategy when dealing with anxiety-inducing situations is to face the situation head-on and rip off that anxiety band-aid. This strategy is helpful when dealing with situations from which it will be impossible to move on without being proactive. For instance, say you are desperate to move out of your current house share and live on your own, but can't face telling your housemate that you're moving out. The only way you can get on with your life is to take a deep breath and tell him or her. You can't just disappear in the dead of the night without telling them, but neither can you secretly move out and pay rent on 2 apartments to avoid an awkward conversation. Your anxiety will only go away and likely be replaced with relief once you've had the conversation you've been dreading and moved out. The second strategy for coping with anxiety is precisely the opposite of the first. Instead of being proactive, consciously decide to do nothing. In this strategy, you ignore the situation and hope that any problems resolve themselves on their own. This may sound irresponsible, but it's just sensible hesitation. For instance, if your boss sends you an ambiguous email that spikes your anxiety levels, it's probably not a good idea to reply immediately or to go charging into their office to ask if you're going to be fired. Instead, try sleeping on it. When you return to work after a good night's sleep, there's every chance that email will seem perfectly innocuous. And voila, no panicky response was necessary after all. Get house proud by dividing chores into 20-minute sessions. What would it take for you to be able to keep your home clean? Although this aspiration might sound straightforward enough, for many of us, it's only a matter of hours before the dishes start piling up in the kitchen sink and dirty laundry litters the bedroom floor again. When it comes to being house proud, our best laid plans quickly go awry. So how can you get your housekeeping shit together and remain in a perfect state of tidiness? The first step is to undertake a one-off decluttering session. Don't overdo it during this initial tidy up. You don't need to engage in a life-transforming purge of everything you own. Instead, you should aim to get your home into enough order so that you wouldn't be embarrassed if your neighbors showed up unexpectedly. Once you're satisfied with your efforts, the next step is to make a plan for the long-term tidiness of your home. This, start by separating every cleaning chore you can think of into different categories. For instance, some of these categories could include putting your children's toys away, folding and ironing laundry, taking the bins out, and vacuuming. Now that you have divided all your chores into categories, it's time to commit to getting your shit together by making a pledge to yourself. Namely, you should commit to undertaking 1 to 2 of these categories every other day. By breaking your housework up into bite-sized chunks, it will be more manageable, and you won't feel overwhelmed. Schedule a small amount of time in your busy day to complete a category. When you think about it, you probably don't need more than 20 or so minutes to get each one done. Once you've integrated this cleaning time into your schedule, you have no excuse not to stick to it. Some tasks, such as vacuuming, may require a little more of your time. But remember that vacuuming every other week for 1 hour is still going to be easier than adding that hour to another 9 hours of other chores you have to do one day, all because you didn't divide them into daily 20-minute chunks. So when it comes to getting your cleaning shit together, keep in mind that a little can go a long way. Final summary. The key message in this book. So many of us set unrealistic goals for ourselves. Goals that we have no hope of ever achieving. Instead, take a look at what realistic changes would make a difference in your life. Once you have a realistic goal, break it into manageable tasks and make a small amount of progress every day toward making it happen. Getting your shit together doesn't need to be difficult. You just need to be consistent. Actionable advice. Use your common sense to lose weight. Losing weight isn't rocket science. You shouldn't continue eating whatever and however much you like, but neither do you need to eat just lettuce 3 times a day. To lose weight the sensible way, work out how many fewer calories you need to consume on a daily basis. Science tells us that 3,500 calories are needed to maintain around 1 pound of weight. Therefore, aim to lose 1 pound a week by cutting back your food intake by 500 calories a day. Simple, and no rabbit food required. Suggested further reading. The Life-Changing Magic of Not Giving a Fuck by Sarah Knight. The Life-Changing Magic of Not Giving a Fuck from 2015 is your definitive guide to freeing up your time, money, and energy. This book teaches you how to stop caring about the things that don't serve you, so you can focus your attention on the parts of life that bring you joy. Hey, presto, it just took 20 minutes. That was it. Sometimes it takes a lot longer. I am pleased. I am pleased with myself. So I'm a little curious about this Sarah Knight because I'd already read through that book summary. I'm curious. I doubt it. I'm curious here. Yeah, okay. I was right. Okay. Let's move along. I need to get some water. I was really trying to project. Oh yeah, I already had water poured for myself. Like a boss, yeah? That refrigerator is killing me. Oh, what happened? Why did you panic? Flighty little animal. Come on. Come on. Look at you. What you doing? What's up? You know what? It's just about noon. Not inbox. Email. Let's actually look. I have a lot of junk email. This is just a tremendous volume of junk. It would be good to set up filters. But what day is it? Wednesday? Okay. I still have time. It would be good to set up filters. It would be smarter to unsubscribe from a lot of mailing lists because I don't really need it. I really don't. Most of this shit is just spam. It's spam. It's I tell myself that eventually I'll read some of it. But you know what? The reality is that there's somebody out there who's already curating the best pieces of copywriting, the exemplars. And I don't need to go and dive through decades of email to find good copywriting. In fact, I don't even need to study too much. I've been doing this for years, studying other people's copy. What I really need to do is just keep working on my own. Now I have a compelling thing I'm working on. Let's see, Yeti, can you put your money where your mouth is? Maybe. What I can tell you right now, though, is that fridge is driving me up the wall. All right, let us do this. Let me test something real quick. See if I lose you. Do it live. Because there's, there's certain things about this app that I don't quite like. All right, so here we go. I might lose.
And is it here? Are we back? Okay. Hey, now we're back. All right, so I learned a little thing. I can't safely do that. The app crashed when I tried doing what I did. Okay. Wireless access points. Blanketing this place with what I've got. Life's 11, life's 11. Come back to me. There's an optimal signal noise ratio, I think, when it comes to wireless. Certain design principles that I need to learn and embrace if I'm going to have any success with this. Additionally, I don't think I have my tools for terminating my ends, but I can lay out everything else in the meantime. I do have that much capacity. So let's get on to continue profiling my wireless access out. Which ones? Before I do that, I want to do this because I'm a fiend. Oh, excuse me. Hello, Paul. I love you. Alright, you know what I should have done? What I will do in the future. After I finished using this thing, and actually it wouldn't have worked at the time. Forget it though. Ignore my last. Good enough. Diba? Good enough. You are worthy of love. You are good enough. Hey, Paulie. I wanna know, will you be my boy? You already are, kid. I need to remove notifications from this thing until I'm actually getting paid to do the thing. Excuse me. Really. Because it's just like right now with this thing, it gets to be a little much, you know. I'm constantly receiving notifications from here. But maybe I can't stop it. I don't know. Can I? Mention this, about new page mentions, turn off about new page, turn off all notifications from this page. For now, I'm going to do that. Just like this one, all notifications from this page. And I hope that's just a setting on my end, it doesn't affect all the rest of the people that are working on this thing? Yeah. Okay, I think it's just on my end. You know, I think so. It'd be nuts if it affected everybody, if it was a global thing. I mean, I am page admin, but I don't think it's a global setting. There'd be no way. This guy's face is shockingly unsymmetrical, asymmetrical. Like, that is a really asymmetrical face, if I've ever seen one. Like, there's his eyes are really offset. Poor dude. But, I mean, at least he's got a good brain. Which is more important than anything, yeah? I wonder how much money this guy has now. Like, just how wealthy he is. He's probably super wealthy at this point. HQ in California raised 2.56. It already has a $35 million annualized run rate. Ah, okay, it's all remote. This is me commenting on somebody's LinkedIn post. This guy, oh man, we have 17 mutual connections. Christ. He's CEO, co-founder of a really, really strong startup. I mean, very strong. Looks like I'm all alone. I really like this. Oh, I can actually see now. So I was gonna say, I really like that I can't actually see how many viewers I've got, but I can. Now, eventually I'm gonna install a different version of Windows on this box. Because the current version, it gets all of the, that shit, you know, like the Candy Crush Saga and whatever else, all the games that, the mind-numbing games. Remember back in the day, your game, or like Chips Challenge, and then they had that pinball game with Windows 95. Or was it 98? I think it was 98. You had pinball, you had Minesweeper. In games back then, I remember downloading the Command & Conquer demo. And that was all of like 5 megabytes, 6 megabytes. Trying to pull that down on a 56K connection. Or like Doom 2. Getting the shareware copy of that game. It was on this big CD. One of my uncles used to subscribe to like a PC magazine of some type, and you know, they included this compact disc once. He gave me that disc, and it had all the software on it. And one of the pieces of software was a copy of Doom 2. Wait, was that the Doom 2 disc? Was Doom 2 enough that it needed to be on its own disc? A CD? I doubt it. But I could be wrong. It's been that long. IDDQD. IDKFA. My favorite is ID clip. Just phase walking. Remember my first time playing that game and being in some like catacomb maze sewer thing, and it was so scary coming across these imps. Good games back in the day. Whole different world back then. That's weird. Very strange. Okay, let's get to work. I think I've had enough of this. I'm gonna do this. So we're gonna go upstairs. I might lose connectivity at some point. You know, I'll keep monitoring. I'll actively monitor as we go up, just to ensure that it's all working as it ought to. I'm imposing quite a bit of demand on this. Oh, I can actually go ahead and sign in. That'd be nice. Sign in. And I should go ahead and get the... Nice. I really like Android. Just like, wow. The user experience is really good. Like, I've been using iOS since fucking like iOS 4, iOS 3. Maybe, and this is just really, really good. Apparently I'm not earning that's bullshit. I've almost got 1 million of those things. Nice. My channel, and watch, and can I hear it? Watch stream, and okay, I think I can hear now. I'm gonna keep on speaking. Hopefully I can actually hear myself. Sometimes this doesn't work on the first try for some reason. So try again, and now I can hear myself. Good. Alright, so we're gonna need to grab laptop and grab this guy and the power adapter. And here we are. Yeah, I'm gonna keep on talking to myself. Yes, I will keep on speaking as I go up the stairs. And we're gonna keep on working. There was some hiccups over. Now it sounds like it's okay. In and out. It cuts in and out. Yep, it cuts in and out really heavy. Now what about here? Do I still have you? I lost you in. Jesus. That's bad. That is so bad. That's really bad. Fuck. Yeah, I can't hear shit now. Oh, wait, there we are. I see the thing updating. Let me sit down. Let me hit this watch stream thing again. Okay, I can actually hear. That's good. So, there was this unexpectedly bad loss on my end. And what I'll do in order to ensure that I capture some data out of this entire exercise is to make a note. Lost connection from Pixel. Whew. Alright. So, let me plug in so we don't lose you. Excuse me. Should be okay here. At least this guy's gonna be okay. So, what we need to do, quite simple. Going to rename one of my wireless access points broadcast SSID. That way I know which one it is and I don't end up with any conflict. I don't want because I don't want the devices to be hopping back and forth. I'm gonna bring them, I'm literally gonna set it right on top of the other one. And the purpose of this exercise is just to understand which one of these units at the lowest transmit power has the greatest range. And it's like, why bother, right? But it's somewhat important. It's somewhat important because it's coming down to optimization. It's an optimization problem that we're working with right now. Whoops, that's not the right IP. 2. I think this is the right IP. I need to double check against my computing inventory. Please wait while we load it. Okay, hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. So the Archer. TP link. Network change detected. Hello? Connecting. ... My laptop still hasn't been able to talk to the thing. That's weird. That's really strange. Let's see if this device can see it. 0.2. Because I keep it simple, since I am a stupid man, and for some reason I can't see the box. What the fuck? That's weird. That's very strange. We're gonna do this then. Let me see how long this cable is. I think it's long, but I can just leave my laptop here. I'm gonna leave you here for a bit. Don't mind me. Yeah, this should be quiet. This should be long enough. I'll just connect directly to this box and see what's going on with it. So, potentially, got an issue here. Maybe got an issue. Right? And we're gonna find out for sure. Before I do all of this, before I connect directly cable it directly in, what else could I check? I could use some type of network discovery deal, crawler. I don't know, is that the right word? Yeah, let me crawl my network. Last update was a month ago. You can check it out right now. And that's really weird, man. That's weird as fuck. It says it's online, but it's something's up with it. Something's probably up with it. So let's turn off Wi-Fi on my laptop. Gonna cable directly over to this guy. Check network. Not network utility. Network utility, actually this should be okay. So checking this out, active 1 gigabit, receiving packets, and now I have connection. So it's hopped over there and I can, okay, now I can get into it. That's really weird. That's very, very strange. Because I'm pretty confident I didn't, okay, it's all defaults here. What's going on? Not now. Wireless clients 2, wired clients 7. Okay, so I'm gonna change this to, gonna append this.